was an excellent welterweight. I thought Spence could compete in any era. High volume puncher. He could box when he wanted to, outbox Mikey Garcia behind the jab. He could slug when he wanted to. Had one of the all-time great.
This is the thing, 50-50 fight, I understand why. Look, if you take the last 3 years, right? Look at Tim Tszyu career, okay? The last 3 years. Hello. Now look at Errol Spence's last 3 years. Heck, he been chilling. He been recovering. He's been letting his body rest. You know what I mean? He's been training. He's been looking to come back.
Bradley and Max Kellerman have made their final predictions for the highly anticipated showdown between Errol Spence Jr. and Tim Tszyu. With two respected boxing minds breaking down the matchup, their picks have added even more excitement ahead of fight night.
And everything else can go. So I think he's chinny. I don't think he has a chin. I really don't. He's a guy that's kind of took punches over the course of his career. Sure. His defense is not that great. He keeps his head on that line all the time. He gets hit with a big shot, he goes down. Martin Saliev knocked him out, bro. Yeah.
Max Kellerman agrees with Bradley's assessment, pointing to Spence's championship pedigree and years of facing the sport's toughest opponents. Both analysts believe that if Spence performs anywhere near his best, his experience and overall skill set should be enough to overcome the challenge presented by Tim Tszyu.
To get you up, that's the reason why he's facing Tim Tszyu, because he knows
in Australia, in
his home turf, because he knows that's what he needs to get his body.
But wait a minute, Tim. There's a flip side to that. Yes. Remember Rocky 3? I just want to bring up Rocky 3.
Rocky 3, man.
Rocky's real. Wait.
Shady McCoy also finds himself on Team Spence. Looking at everything Errol has accomplished throughout his career, he believes it's difficult to bet against someone who has consistently delivered on the biggest stages for him. Spence's proven resume outweighs the risks heading into this matchup.
He goes, right, and he's like, remember, I'll do it tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Terrence Crawford's going to be in attendance. What's going to happen after 3 years? When this dude Errol Spence,
I will say this though,
he ain't fighting no damn.
But
in his mind, it may have. What do you think? When a guy starts talking about maybe he's done with the sport, physical sport.
I don't like that part. But I do think that if you're going to come back from that long layoff and then the whooping you got from Terrence Crawford, this is the fight you get it at, because Tim got a name and all that. But Tim, his last couple fights, he been getting whooped on too.
Like I told you, he's been knocked out.
Tim's not a jabroni. I know, but I'm saying is
he is a jabroni.
I don't want to call him a jabroni. All I'm saying is
straight up jabroni.
Errol kept talking about how I'm gonna come back when I want to, and I think he found the right time. He took enough breaks, long enough break. He found the right opponent for him to get his confidence back. He's going all the way to Australia though, and we all know this: boxing is way better when Errol Spence Jr. is involved.
Mike Koa joins Bradley and Kellerman in giving Errol Spence plenty of credit before fight night. While they acknowledge Tszyu's power and determination, the panel keeps coming back to Spence's experience, technical ability, and championship mentality. In the end, all three believe those qualities give Errol the advantage and are why they are confidently backing him to lead with a victory.
Coming up, Josh Kelly's biggest win against Murtazaev.
Exactly.
And nobody wanted to fight him.
Murtazaev dropped him. Murtazaev's a tough guy.
Nobody wanted to fight him.
What concerns me, I hear you on Zio, I do. What concerns me is Spence. He's saying he doesn't know if he wants to fight after this fight. He hasn't fought in 3 years. He's going up 2 weight classes.
I feel like both guys are at the crossroads.
Yeah,
and that's the reason why it's 50-50. You know what I mean? I think that Tim Tszyu can be very well at the end of his career. If he can't beat a guy that's been off for 3 years like y'all talking about, then what?
It's a wrap.
Then he's a wrap,
except that if Errol Spence is a decent percentage of what he used to be, what can Tim Tszyu really do to beat him? Errol Spence was functioning on a higher level. But the question is, and there's a separate thing, what does Tim Tszyu have left? But he's at least not saying things that make you believe he doesn't really want to do this anymore. The way Spence is talking makes it sound like, and boxing is the kind of game, and you know better than anyone here, and you know what is playing. We're playing a violent.
Terrence Crawford gave his honest assessment of the Errol Spence Jr. versus Tim Tszyu fight, explaining what he believes will decide the outcome. Having shared the ring with Spence, Crawford's perspective carries extra weight, making his breakdown one of the most anticipated opinions leading into the matchup.
Supporting Spence, rooting him on, I just like to support, fighters in.
Sean Porter also shared his final prediction for Errol Spence Jr. versus Tim Tszyu. After carefully analyzing both fighters' strengths and recent performances, drawing from his own experience against elite competition, Porter explained the keys to victory and revealed who he believes will have their hand raised when the fight is over.
from what I've seen from each of their last fights, Spence 3 years ago against Terrence, and again, it's against Terrence Crawford. He'll make you not look good. He'll make you not quite look like what you are. But I still think Tszyu is a little sharper punch for punch. The sharp punches he would put together off his combinations, they still look sharper than Errol. But the interesting thing is, Errol Spence, I think, is bigger than him. Even though he's never officially fought at 154, I think Errol's a bigger man than him once he gets up to...
Boozy Andes is putting his faith in Errol Spence. And coming from a trainer with decades of experience, his opinion holds real value. He believes far too many people are judging Spence solely by what happened against Terrence Crawford instead of remembering the dominant run that came before it. Buzzy still sees Spence as a smart, disciplined fighter who knows how to apply pressure, stay patient, and gradually take control of the fight. While he respects what Tim Tszyu brings to the table, he believes a focused and healthy Spence is everything needed to come away with a victory.
Fighting a guy that can really fight, you know what I mean? I'm not saying, he's a good boxer, nothing else, but he comes to fight, you know what I mean? So this is going to be a good test for Spence, I think. And I think Spence is going to do well. What Spence should be doing, Spence should be Spence, man, but he must move his head, though. Because Spence should come right at you and just throw the punches. You got to and work on catching them shots. You know what I mean? If you ain't gonna move your head, you got to catch some shots. You know what I mean? With your hands. You know.
Decision and stoppage. How's that fight end?
I think it's gonna be a stoppage. Somebody getting stopped. And you know I'm going with.
Not everyone shares that view. Robert Garcia believes Tim Tszyu has the upper hand because there are simply too many uncertainties surrounding Errol Spence. He points to the lengthy layoff, the physical toll of the Crawford fight, and the jump to a new weight class as factors that cannot be ignored. Garcia isn't questioning Spence's accomplishments or legacy, but he feels those unanswered questions make Tszyu the safer pick heading into fight night.
Yesterday I read it all over the internet that Errol Spence has nothing left, that he can't beat Tim Tszyu.
Yeah, if they want to switch it like that, I didn't say he can't beat Tim Tszyu.
That's what they said in the headline.
Yeah, well, of course, that's what the headline's going to do.
Always do that
to make it look so people could tune into it.
Yeah.
No. Errol Spence was a badass. Pound for pound, one of the best fighters.
3 belts, yep.
But made wrong choices. Drank too much, car accidents. I don't know. I don't know what else. I don't know. I never heard anything. So a lot of times drugs get involved and like that. I'm not saying that's the case, but I know alcohol was. He even admitted it. Accidents. When he fought Crawford, you could tell that was not the Errol Spence we were used to seeing. And what was that? 4 years ago? 3 years ago? And he didn't look very good at all. So 3 years later, he wants to come back to boxing, and he's not going to start.
Ronnie Shields, the man leading Errol Spence's training camp, has complete confidence in his fighter ahead of this comeback. He dismisses the idea that this is some kind of easy return, making it clear that stepping into the ring with Tim Tszyu is a serious test. From his perspective, there are no tune-up fights at this level, and Team Spence wouldn't have accepted this challenge unless they believed Errol was fully prepared. His confidence reflects the belief inside the camp that Spence is ready to compete at the highest level once again.